double. Here we go.
This is the line side, the better reader.
Oh, cool. We're not. Rod low, rod low, rod low, rod low. Steve's on, Steve's on. Triple.
I think I got number 15.
There you go. Nice fish.
There we go, guys.
Man, looks good.
Back out here with Scott Feist, Feisty Fish Guide Service. Out here with his helper guy today, another Scott.
Another Scott.
Deckhand.
Really good, Scott.
I don't like to call everybody deckhands. I call the helper guys,
boss.
you know? Deck boss. Deck boss. Right now, the way it's been going this morning, he's had to be the deck boss. We've had lines going every which way. It's starting to get crazy now. We're drifting live bait in the upper Sacramento region, upper Sacramento River region. You know, we've got Scott's, some of Scott's clients out here having fun out from Reno. So we're gonna catch a lot of good fish today, break down how we're doing it, the line, the rigs, the rods, the reels, you name it. Get to know a little bit more about Scott and his business up here, and you guys can come out and do it too. So hang on. Here we go.
There you go. Nice fish right there. There you go. That's a nice fish. Bring yours up, sweetie. I got one on too. Okay, double. Here we go. Okay, here you go. Let me give you this rod. Reel. Reel.
Are you on right here?
Yep. 3 on. Steve's on. Steve's on. Triple.
I think I got the bottom.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right, Scott, so what's the basis of our fishing today? What are we gonna be doing?
You know, we are drifting live minnows. It's the most fun way to catch these fish here on the Sacramento
Golden
River.
Shiners?
Golden Shiners. Up and down the river right now, there's a ton of fish. Today we're fishing out at Tisdale Boat Launch. Fishing's been great. It's been an epic week. The fish are actively spawning. We're in a big full moon.
Oh yeah, busting out all over the place.
And
yeah.
we're drifting live bait down the river. I mean, it's a pretty simple way to catch these fish. Striped bass eat for a living, and we ought to have a great day.
So let's take this for example. What's a better day than a not so good day out on the river this time of year? We're out here in the spring. This is April right now.
Yeah,
I had to think about that in my head for a sec.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some days we catch upwards of 100 bass. I mean, you know, 150 bass. I mean, it all just depends. It's a day-to-day thing. When they're actively spawning, you know, they might be a tougher bite even though you're on the fish and they're there, but you hit it right. This is where a lot of the majority of the fish out of our bay and ocean and the delta come up to spawn in the right water conditions, which we have this year. We have some water. Yeah, I mean, you could expect some wide open action some days. And, you know, and even when it's slower, it's still going to be a 20, 30, 40 fish day.
Yeah, God forbid.
Oh, nice fish. Flip reel, that's a nice one. Get your rod up. Here, come on back here. Stop reeling, stop reeling, stop reeling. Walk.
What do you got going on down
Another
there?
keeper right here. Go to your left. This little taco fish. Nice little taco fish.
All right, Scott, when it comes to selecting a location on this river, I see that the river's just snaking down. We got a good hard current right here. How would you go about selecting a better spot versus a not so good spot on here? I mean, everything, if you just start drifting, looks pretty darn good, but I can clearly see that we're breaking things down and you're being very selective with our drifts today.
Well, you know, I mean, that's a kind of a broad question, but striped bass in the Sacramento River are going to head to a specific area depending on the height of the river. They're not coming to spawn because they always spawn by Teasdale or Wards or these kind of different areas, Colusa. It all depends on water flow. So right now, I mean, I've been doing this for long enough that I know the height of the river and the general area they should be in. I mean, that's the beauty of striped bass. You know, once you find them,
so water level of the river.
It's a water level and a temperature thing.
So the flows depict a lot of the location here.
Correct.
So if you got them this time last year and the water was 6 feet higher, you're going to have a completely different level of flows, and they're probably not going to be in the same spot you caught them prior, right?
Correct.
So experience on the river is huge, where
Absolutely.
being a guide can help tremendously.
You
You're out here every day.
And you know, we're spending a lot of time, so I've been on this school of bass here for a couple weeks since I moved back up from the Delta. And, you know, and they're moving around, I'm keeping a good beat on them, but you know, they could be gone tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Right now we saw a little bit of spawning this morning. they're spawning, they come here to do their business, and they leave.
Now, do you find the striped bass do a lot more spawning just like largemouth bass on a full moon?
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's what we had going into today. We had a full moon. The moonrise was early last night, and when we first got out here early this morning, we seen males pushing up on females and busting all over the place, which Scott said earlier that can make for a weird bite. So later in the day, our bite kind of progressively got better once those fish got out of that little spawning phase and went back to eating for a little while there.
Yeah, no, exactly. Things can get funky, but it is nice to see them.
Yeah,
you know you're around fish, you're looking at your electronics. Giant one. Yeah, you see them, you know what's going on. I mean, it's a great thing. But, you know, again, post-spawn and pre-spawn are some of the best striper bites you'll ever have on the river.
Yeah.
When they're actively spawning during the night, and we experienced that a lot today.
Yeah, we did.
When those fish just grab your minnow, it's like, you know, you've just ate dinner, but somebody's just gonna whiff around a big old T-bone in front of you. Yeah, you're gonna want to take a bite, but you're not really hungry. It's the same thing we experienced.
Yeah,
today.
A lot of short strikes.
Exactly.
It's a good one.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Terrific. You guys are okay. He's the front rod.
Yeah, we're okay, and he's going up to the bank too.
So we do have a boat on anchor, so put a little pressure on him. You don't really want to find that anchor rope.
Trying to get her up high. That ain't gonna happen.
Try not to thumb the spool though in your endeavor.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I think we made it over.
Yeah, we made it.
There we go, guys. A little better. A little better. Don't you turn over there. Left that one for us, thanks.
Much easier.
Yeah, that's a better eater there.
Yeah.
Nice. The line side, the better eater.
Hang with us, guys. We'll be right back. Oh, you heard they got weapons of big fish destruction? Well, you heard right. BWA Fishing Performance is the newest company hitting the U.S. market by storm. With some of the sickest swim baits around and non-cookie cutter style lures that you could ever get your hands on. It's time to show these fish something new. Visit BWA.com. Hey guys, did you know that yours truly is now hosting Lucky Tackle Box's monthly panfish instructionals? And aside from relentless fish catching, I'll be breaking down the rigging and the gear you need to get going along the way. And of course, a few extra tips to help you score more fish on the goodies included in your box. So remember, the tug is our drug, so go visit LuckyTackleBox.com and get signed up today. Attention Northern California anglers, have you been to Boat Country in Escalon with one of the largest selections of welded aluminum fishing boats from North River, Hughescraft, and now Crestliner? Chances are they have the right boat for you. And did I mention they have a full service center to take care of all your repair or boating maintenance needs? If you're a boat owner or just looking to become one, you owe it to yourself to check these guys out. Visit BoatCountryUSA.com or stop on by. We'll see you there. Are you into diving, surfing, or fishing? And have you checked out the Salt Life YouTube channel yet? From awesome surfing insight to scuba diving locations and in and offshore fishing, bundled up with all sorts of crazy cool footage, the Salt Life has you ocean lovers covered. So go check out their YouTube channel and tell them if sent you. Did you know that P-Line makes specialized lines for all your fishing needs? From the super strong abrasive resistant CXX or the low stretch super stealthy CX Premium, or maybe you're looking for invisibility or super bite detection with P-Line's 100% fluorocarbon. No matter what your needs, P-Line's got it covered. To find out more, visit P-Line.com.
P-Line, baby.
Ever tried pulling a planer board next to your boat when trolling or fishing from a swift current bank? If not, you're missing out on one of the most phenomenal fish catching machines on the market today. With Yellowbird planer boards pulling your lines perpendicular to your boat, you can't help but catch more fish. Find out more by visiting www.yellowbirdproducts.com.
Now, Scott, you know, a lot of the time in the spring I see guys trolling plugs, and then I see guys drifting bait. And I know today we're drifting bait, that's the basis of this film, but why would you go to drift bait specifically today versus trolling?
You know, that's a good question. In the river, it's a little bit backwards than the Delta, even though we do a lot of live bait later on in May and stuff in the Delta. In the river, hands down, for the most action you'll get during a day is going to be fishing live bait.
Sure.
Now, trolling, could we have caught fish trolling today? Absolutely.
Okay.
Could we have caught fish casting today, especially when we were seeing those fish
topwater, we
bust
know it was
up
there.
this morning? I mean, it was on, especially if we came a little bit early. You know, all the techniques work here in the river, but typically on a day in and day out situation, the live bait is going to absolutely outproduce everything else. Now, not necessarily size. You know, if I had a group of clients that said, Scott, hey, we've caught striped bass our whole life.
Yeah.
We really want to try to hunt a 30 or 40
Yeah,
or
we want a
possibly
big
a
girl.
50 pound. Well, then we would probably be sitting here, especially on this full moon at 3 a.m. We'd be casting until 8 a.m. During those peak times, throwing big rip baits, big swim baits, big top water. And we could target those big fish right now, those big hens that are mixed in with these schoolie sized bass we kept today.
But today's, it was a numbers game.
Yeah.
You know? It's about catching a lot of fish. These are good taco-sized striped bass.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that 18 to 25 inch class over here on the West Coast is the best eating. Those big ones, those big hens, those are our reproducers. You got to put those back in and let them go. You know, those are great pitcher fish in the middle of the day, but it's best to let them go. The meat's not as good. They're tough to clean. Besides, that fish is going to reproduce herself 100 times over by letting her go. Keep the little ones, they taste better anyways.
Yeah, no. Okay, bring them your way.
Yeah.
Bring them your way.
Fish on. Doubled up.
Oh, you got one too, Nick?
Yep. Got a double going over here. Double mint stripers.
Real.
Weight's all slid up.
Now, one little tip, when you see this fish go under the boat right here, how I'm raising the butt end of my rod up, I'm basically keeping the rod at a correct position. If the rod tip horses over and points back at your rod, it's very dangerous and will harm the rod. The line will rub the bottom of the boat. As the fish comes to the bottom of the boat, I'm moving right up against the gunnel right here and lifting the back end of the rod to allow that fish to swim under the boat without the rod bending awkwardly and without the line rubbing the bottom of the boat. Helps a lot.
Okay.
That little guy is fighting.
There we go. Yep.
I got him.
You got him under control?
Yeah, we're okay. Hey, Scott.
Hi, Nick.
I mean, what's the best time of year to get out here in the upper Sacramento and drift for these stripers with live bait?
You know, I mean, general rule of thumb, last week in March, we really start seeing fish push into the system. First week in April, game on, and it really depends on water flows, how long the fish stay in the river. Right now, I think we're April 20th, 21st today.
Nearing the end, yep.
You know, there'll probably be a solid amount of fish through the month. When we start getting into April, a lot of these fish that we were catching today are splitting out of the system. They'll start releasing water for the farmers, and we'll get a new batch of some cold water, and we'll have some fresh fish push in through May. You know, this year I'm expecting to be able to catch a pretty decent amount of fish. You know,
so you're guiding this up here late March through May usually?
Correct. You know, and it all depends because I bounce back and forth from the Delta to here. So typically, you know, if it's a low water year, I'm going to focus my energy in the Delta. If we get higher water
upriver
in the winter here, I'm going to be upriver.
Okay.
Bounce back and forth.
That's a good tip for you guys too if you got your own boat. But I suggest, you know, if you're going to come up here, if you're going to tow a boat from a long ways, call up Scott. Go out here. He's going to put you on the fish. He knows what's going on. That's the cool thing about having an educated guy like Scott that's going to break it down for you guys. He's not concerned, okay? He's giving you insider information right here. He's not concerned because he knows how confident he is in his skills, and he's going to put you on fish. If you got your own boat, you're going to do it anyways. Call this man up and get out here, man.
Yeah, I'd love to share it. And a lot of my groups I share it. And that's the thing with striped bass. You know, some of these guys get funky and think there's some secret. There's not, because here's the reality though. Until you learn more and more and more about the species, I could take you to the same place we fished today, and there might be absolutely zero fish tomorrow. These bass move around, and that's a lot of things you want to pay attention to. Water flow, conditions, these kind of different things that are going to help you become a better striped bass angler.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know stripers can move up to what they say 12 to 16 miles in one day.
Yeah, they're moving.
If they move 16 miles from here all of a sudden,
gone.
They're not here tomorrow, and you're not going to find them tomorrow because you're not running 16 miles. I got a feeling.
That's right. That's right. You know, but striped bass is such a great sport, you know, for kids, families, a lot of action. Today, you know, we didn't catch any real big fish. They're here. Who knows? We could have had one on. We've lost lots.
Dude, I probably lost, I would say 10 to 125, 30 to 40 pound plus stripers.
No, but that's the reality, you know, with striped bass, especially drifting live bait. Every bite's the same. Until it's connected and pulling to the center of the river.
They look identical.
A 3-pounder or a 30-pounder,
they look
a 5-pounder
identical.
or a 50-pounder. You know, but the action's great. Today, you know, what, 10 pounds was our biggest fish, 9 pounds. We didn't get any monsters, but, you know, we had a lot of action. We caught some nice fish, especially for a post-spawn bite. And, you know, I'm happy. You know, the clients were happy, and hopefully, you know, you guys learned some stuff from this episode to make you a better fisherman.
Oh, yeah.
Rod low, rod low, rod low, rod low. Keep it lower. There you go. Good. Let it run.
But it's running.
I know. You don't reel against it when it's pull and drag. Just let it run.
I'm going to pull him in again.
Right down, right down.
There you go. Yeah. Nice one.
Can I... Oh, he's stripping line again.
Okay, reel down fast.
Let
and
him
just
strip
lift
it.
slow.
I don't want to have to yell him up again.
That's right, you're doing great. Doing great. It's gonna make you earn it, that's for sure. You're gonna catch me, you're gonna have to earn it.
When I tell you, lift the rod.
Tell me soon. And
One more time.
Lift the rod.
Okay,
Nice.
There we go.
holy heck, it's
Big
so
fish
hot.
honors of the day.
Nice.
No, that's not the big one. You can't get rid of that.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, I think she's got you. I
No,
gotta
I
be
don't
honest,
think-
I think
no.
she may have got you with that one.
No.
We'll
Turn
see.
around.
That's a solid
Turn
6.5, 7.
No.
Nice fish. These are what we're after right here. It's a perfect size.
Yeah.
Go ahead and smell that
eating
together
fish.
real quick, Scott.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and smell that together. That
You
was
see
awkward.
that?
All right, great. Let's get back to fishing. All right, Scott, so today I noticed we were using like bass fishing equipment, like moderate, heavy bass equipment with like 50-pound braid.
Yeah.
You know, stuff I'd be using out on the delta or these ponds or these lakes all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. You know, we're out here having fun. It's sport fishing. So,
Sure.
you know, the ideal setup is, you know, a 6.5 to really an 8 foot. I think we were using mostly 7 and 7.5 foot rods.
Yeah.
You know, a medium action, soft tip, something
Big
kind of
moderate action,
noodly.
a cushion.
Yeah, you want a cushion on these live bait
Moderate,
fish.
medium, some people say medium, some people say moderate. Moderate just means bending in the middle. The rod has a lot of cushion for it. It's not too stiff.
No, exactly. But, you know, I run 50-pound braid. The P-line, the XTB.
X-braid.
X-braid.
Love that stuff.
And 50-pound, not because I need 50-pound
Yeah.
strength, but it just keeps things clean. It doesn't get, you know, overwrap itself in the
Correct.
reels.
Yep.
I like using a bait casting reel. I use some open face and some closed face, kind of, you know, more of your typical bass gear.
Yeah.
50-pound to a snap swivel.
Okay.
Real simple. I tie a 10-pound dropper with a weight. Usually today we used half-ounce weights the whole day. You know, about 10-pound test on your dropper. Then about a 3-foot leader.
Yep.
I use 12-pound P-line fluorocarbon.
The 100% fluorocarbon.
100%
yeah.
fluorocarbon. Fluor clear will work, but I like
Yeah.
fluorocarbon. It's kind of neutral buoyancy. It doesn't float, doesn't really
Yeah.
sink. It's just
Kinda
kind of
just
neutral.
hovers right in that
Yeah, it's
zone.
not that they're line shy. And then I use a 1/0 mosquito hook.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's a simple,
Now,
simple
the
rig.
1/0 mosquito hook is a very light wire hook, and this is why Scott's got it paired up. I mean, braid, fluorocarbon, very little stretch throughout that whole system. Something has to give, and this is why he has that, you know, medium to medium heavy bass equipment with that moderate action bending in the middle. That rod is the cushion, so we're gonna feel it immediately. We have a live minnow down there on that hook working around. You could see it and you can feel it on the rod. Every little bit of detection with the rocks on the bottom, and when they do eat it, that rod is that cushion between you and that fish.
Now, you're going to have to try to force them this way. You're going to have to come back up and over because we're going to be on this wall. Go over it.
Reel, reel, reel.
I know why. It's that salmon outfit that you got him on. That's why he's getting them all.
You never know what this fish is going to do.
Well, yeah, no, I would just keep him in there to keep him moist.
Almost had him. I saw his head coming towards me.
There you go.
Stared right at that net all bug-eyed right as it was coming
All right.
in.
Good job. Nice
Big
one,
one?
Steve. Yeah,
There's
nice
a healthy
fish. Nice
fish there.
schoolie.
There we go.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's it for a day out here on the Sacramento River with Feisty Fish. Right there, Scott, what's your website?
FeistyFish.net.
I had a great time fishing with you guys today. InformativeFisherman.com. Appreciate you watching, guys. In case you guys didn't know, Scott Marin's out here helping deckhand for Scott. I don't want to call him deckhand because Scott's like, he's uber fisherman himself, doing a heck of a job cleaning these stripers up here. I don't get the royal surface very often. That's why I have holes and cuts all over my hands 24/7 and my feet are bleeding. And when Scott runs over and sticks a new jumbo minnow on for me, I'm in absolute shock. I wish I was a rich angler to where I could just hire someone like Scott 24/7 to hang out with me. take care of all my needs. Because royal treatment, man. You come out with the Feist, you're gonna get some royal treatment on the boat, that's for sure.
Cadillac.